All right, I gotta tell you, I have become a bitcher. I'm not really a whiner, not really a complainer. I'm more of a bitcher. Because I'm bald, I'm fat, and I'm over 50. Spent $200 on Rogaine. Yeah, still bald. Genius buddy Mike says, well, Ed, just shave it off. That's what all the cool kids are doing. Really. Some guys look good with shaved heads. Cool, calm, confident. Me? Looks like the doctor gave me 6 months to live. So then he says, well, Ed, why don't you just get a toupee? Really, a toupee. So let me get this straight here, genius. You want me to leave work Friday bald. And then show up Monday with a full head of fake hair. Like nobody's gonna notice. Hey, who's the new guy? Oh, Ed. New tie, new glasses. Something different about you. Just can't put our finger on it. But that's okay, ladies. Because you know what they say, don't you? You know why men go bald? Is because we have such a high level of testosterone. Which also means we make better lovers, we last longer, and oh yeah, we got bigger equipment. All right, maybe I made that last part off. This is what pisses me off. My son and I go get a haircut together. They charge him $12. You know what they charge me? Yeah, $12. So I'm over 50. It's made me realize a few things. It's made me realize I'm so old, I can remember when I could barely live without sex. Now, I can't live without my glasses. Made me realize I'm so old, I can remember when you pick up the telephone and somebody could be on the other line because you had a party line. Now I gotta pay $3.99 a minute for that option. Made me realize I'm so old, I can remember when I could tie my shoes and breathe at the same time. And I'm getting a little sick and tired of waiting in lines as I get older too, just like everybody else. I go to my local grocery store to pick up a few things, and it never fails. I get in line, and what happens? I get behind the dumbass that still writes a check. Seriously, a check? It's 2015. Get a bank card. Okay. You probably got a flip phone too, right? Okay. I tell my mom that story and she does the same thing. I write checks. I go, Mom, you're 87. I get that. But the worst part isn't even that they're writing a check. No. The worst part is I guarantee you they're not going to know the store or the date. Lady, you're in Kroger. Giddy up. And McDonald's. McDonald's. Seriously? 2 drive-through lanes? Why? So you can go twice as slow? And dude that stands in line for 10 minutes, then when you get to the counter, you still don't know what the hell you want? Come on, man, burgers. Cheese? No cheese. It's not that hard. And you're not getting a salad. You know it, I know it, they know it. Getting a salad at McDonald's is kind of like going to the strip club to get a lap hug. All I'm saying is this, people. These places need to have a regular line, an express line, and a dumbass line. And if you gotta ask which line you belong in, yeah, you know. And it's funny how time flies as you get older. You know, when you're a teenager, early 20s, you really notice it with music. But it's you really see it. When you're in your early 20s, late teens, whatever, your music it's hip, it's happening, it's contemporary. But you're going to school, you're dating, you're getting a job, you're hanging out, you're making friends. And all of a sudden, your music isn't contemporary anymore. No, it's become classic. Now you got marriage, you got kids, you got responsibilities, minivans. And now your music isn't even classic anymore. It's become oldies. What the hell happened, people? One day I am driving to school my junior year in high school listening to my brand new 8-track of the Eagles Hotel California. Life was good, I had hair. The next minute I'm sitting in my doctor's office filling out insurance forms waiting to get my prostate exam. And what do I hear overhead? Eagles Hotel California. Is this what they mean by the circle of life? Oh, and I gotta tell you people, as I'm in that doctor's office, I look over my shoulder at my doctor and I see him putting those gloves on one finger at a time. I don't have a peaceful, easy feeling. I'm a firm believer that if you are in your 80s, I'm not so sure you ought to be allowed to buy in bulk. Let me explain. My parents, who are both in their 80s, I love dearly. I go to my parents' house one day, they come back, they just came home from the grocery store. So I'm helping them unload groceries. I notice my mom buys a gallon jug of olive oil for cooking. A gallon would last me my lifetime. Olive Garden only gets it in by the half gallon, for God's sakes. So then we get all this stuff inside. And of course, some of the stuff stays upstairs, some of the stuff goes downstairs in the pantry, or as I like to call, the basement. So I take the stuff downstairs, it's like I'm at Sam's Club. Canned fruit, canned veggies, cake mixes, another gallon jug of olive oil, 3 24-roll packs of toilet paper. A little too much bran in somebody's diet? This is my inheritance tied up in inventory, people. All I'm saying, if you're in your 80s, I'm not so sure you want to be buying green bananas. Man. So everybody's into technology nowadays, right? Everybody's got a cell phone, an iPad, an iPhone, and everybody's texting. I almost think that most people would rather text than talk. Yeah. And all the young people think they're really cool because they do the texting abbreviations. Us older people, we do it too. I mean, with a little bit of a different twist. For instance, TTYL. If you're under 40, it's talk to you later. If you're over 40, it's talk to you louder. BTW. Under 40, by the way. Over 40, bring the wheelchair. LOL. Under 40, laugh out loud. Over 40, living out Lipitor. And sadly, at my age, the only way I need to know what the abbreviation for MILF stands for is when I'm talking about a meal I'd like to forget. I was in Lake Jackson, Florida recently. And I don't know if you guys saw this or read about this, but they spent $3.4 million on an underpass on I-95 for turtles. Because too many turtles were getting killed crossing the highway. Turtle soup, anybody? Where's PETA when you need them? And I don't mean PETA, the ethical treatment people. I'm talking PETA chips to go with soup. Listen, people. For $3.4 million, I'll sit my fat ass on the side of the highway with a wagon and take the turtles across. Because that's the kind of guy I am. I don't know if you saw this or not, or heard about it. 100-year-old man ran a marathon. 100. Just how bad do you want to get out of that nursing home? What is there, a Denny's or a Frisch's at the finish line? Of course, I shouldn't give them too much grief. I know I don't look it, but last year I did finish my first marathon. Thank you. Of course, I started it in 2011. But I finished it. Here's what I want to know. How'd you like to be that guy? You know the guy I'm talking about. The guy that tells his family, his friends, his co-workers that he's running in a marathon, and then he goes out and gets beat by a guy that's 100 years old. I don't know about you, but I'd want to kick his ass. I don't even care if he was on a hover-round. So I've had being over 50, I've had a number of jobs in my lifetime. Some good, some bad, and some god-awful. And one of my god-awful jobs was I was a co-manager trainee with Speedway. Thankfully, that job only lasted 192 days. 16 hours, 4 minutes. Yeah. Let me tell you a couple things about that one. First of all, if you are counting out change to buy a lottery ticket, I'm sorry, but it's time to call 1-800, hey, I'm a loser. Or let me tell you about the guy that comes in about midnight to buy beer. He goes, gets the beer, brings it up to the counter. I ask him for his ID. He says, I forgot it. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but no ID, no beer. So then he does one of these. Looks around the room, leans over the counter, and he says, whispers to me almost, dude, everybody here knows me. So I look around the room, lean over the counter, dude, who the hell is everybody? It's just you and me. Now my favorite one is the guy that comes in to fill out an application. On the application, one of the questions, have you ever been in the hospital? Yes, no, if yes, why? This genius checks yes, writes in just visiting. The sad part is they hired him. I'm sure you've all seen the commercials. How they literally developed a car that will parallel park itself. You just push the button, boom, parks itself. Guys, back me up on this. I don't need that option. I already had that option, my wife. Honey, you're never going to fit in that spot. There's two cars, they're too close together. There's no way you're going to make it in there. Why can't you park in the parking garage so I don't have to walk so far? You know, I knew I should have married your brother. And I'm an only child. Here, car company geniuses, here's a little hint, okay? You want to help us regular guys out? How about this? Develop a car that'll drive us home from the bar after 10 beers. And I'll even pay the extra $250 for the option that would give me a blowjob every once in a while. I got a friend of mine, I work with her, she's studying to be a doctor. Now the thing about it is, she constantly complains about how hard it is, how many tests they have to take, how much homework they get. Yeah, you're studying to be a doctor. It's kind of supposed to be hard. Of course, it got me to thinking. Last week I was at the doctor, and I noticed his diploma's on the wall. Not really impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad he graduated. And it looked real nice in the frame and everything. very official. Somebody important signed it, but I'm a little more interested in its GPA, grade point average. Look at me, people. I am one chalupa away from a heart attack. If you go to med school, pass your medical boards, you become board certified because you will fulfill the minimum requirements to become board certified. But remember this, people. Half the people in that class finish in the bottom half of the class. George Custer went to West Point, finished last in his class. I think we know how that worked out, don't we? There's a fine line between an oops and a damn. And oops is, I'm sorry, Mr. Bartko, we made the incision a little too long, you might have a scar. Oops. A damn is, seriously, we took out the wrong kidney again? Damn! And if you don't believe me, I got the scars to prove it too. I'll show you after the show. See what I mean? GPA, people. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I could stand to lose a pound or two. Thank you. Usually I get that one smart ass that yells out, "How about 50, fatty?" I appreciate that. Part of the problem is I want to go on a diet. Really, I do. Just not bad enough. And a lot of it is I don't exercise. In fact, if you happen to see me after the show running, jogging, or walking fast, stop, because somebody's chasing me. My idea of aerobics is eating and driving at the same time. I'm at a gas station the other day, getting gas, getting a pop in line behind two women. One woman says to the other, "I'm really hungry today. I forgot to eat yesterday." Seriously? You forgot to eat the whole damn day? I'm 54 years old and I have forgotten a lot of things in my lifetime, just ask my wife. But I got a better chance of leaving the house without pants on than forgetting to eat. And I know because I've done it, but guess what? I was full. You know, it's funny as you get older too, even when you're younger. When you're young, you kind of let things go. Things don't piss you off as much. They don't bother you as much. They don't irritate you as much. As you get older, though, little things start to just, you know? I mean, like for instance, I'm sorry, but if your child has an iPad, an iPod, an iPhone, an Xbox, a Wii, and ever utters the phrase, "I'm bored," shut the hell up. If it's 9 a.m. in the morning and you're in a carry-out buying beer, cigarettes, and lottery tickets, and you tell the cashier, "Hey, can you give me some good lucky tickets?" Obviously, luck has passed you by. Shut the hell up. I have worked retail close to 30 years in my life, and the one thing I've learned is this. If I ever owned a grocery store, one way or another, I would own a TV and radio station also. And we would talk about snow every single day of the year. Because when it comes to snow, you people are crazy. I don't care if they're talking 2 inches or 12 inches. How much bread do you need? I'm in the Myers in Maumee, Ohio, January 5th, 2014 at 6:15 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, building a display. Woman walks up to me, because it's supposed to snow, 8 to 10 inches a day. She walks up to me and says to me, "Where are your shovels at?" I point her in the right direction. 10 minutes later, she comes back bitching at me that we are out of shovels. First of all, lady, I don't work here. Second of all, maybe the problem isn't that we're out of shovels. Maybe the problem is this. You live in the upper Midwest part of the country, Northwest Ohio, and it's January 5th, and today's the day you finally got your dumb ass out of bed and thought to yourself, I better go to the store and get me a shovel. Lady, shut the hell up. I'm sure you've all heard the old saying, diamonds are a girl's best friend, dogs are a man's best friend. How the hell did we end up with dogs? But guys, I'm going to tell you why it works for us. Dogs don't care about any other dog you've ever had before in your lifetime. Dogs like a little rough play once in a while, don't they? In fact, they get pretty excited when you bring out the leash. Dogs don't care how much money's in your wallet, how big a house you have, what kind of car you drive. To make a dog happy, you pet it, you feed it, you walk it. To make a woman happy, who the hell knows? And if by some chance you should happen to leave your dog outside overnight, when you go to let him in the next morning, he's going to be damn happy to see you. I mean, damn happy. In fact, I can almost guarantee you he's going to be so happy he will jump in your lap and lick you all over. Now, you accidentally happen to lock your wife outside overnight. She's not going to be real happy. And trust me, guys, you're not going to get licked for a long time. And when your dog becomes old and feeble and can't control his bodily functions, well, sadly, you can always put him to sleep. When your wife gets that way, hey, that's a great time to start doing stand-up. But I'll leave you with this. Sex is everywhere. Wherever you look, it's sex, sex, sex. Except around me, of course. But you find it in the most unique places. For instance, city names. Big Ball Lick, Kentucky. Pussy Creek, Ohio. Climax, Michigan. Or how about sports? Like sport terminology. Basketball. Big bodies banging down low, taking it to the hole, going back door. Baseball, high and tight, long relief, hit and run, backdoor slider. Football, man-on-man coverage, go long, go deep, 4th and inches, lay the wood. And even the fast food industry has jumped on this bandwagon. And if you don't believe me, look at some of the items on menus around the country. The Black Angus, the Pork Cuban, In-N-Out Burger, Slurpee, Big Gulp, Supersize, Steak and Shake, Kung Pao, the Baconator, the Whopper, the Double Meat Whopper, the Triple Meat Whopper, Decadent Daddy, Two-Handed Monster, Hot and Juicy, Hot and Ready, Big and Tasty, 3-Meat Trio. 6-inch meatball delight, spicy Italian footlong, the Big King, the Big Boy, the Big Mac. But my personal favorite is the bone-in pork butt pulled pork sandwich. Smothered, slathered, bathed in special sauce. Folks, I just got one question. Are we hungry or are we all just horny? My name's Bartko. Thank you very much.